Chris! Chris!
Bro.
What the was that? Go, go, go, go, go, go, go, go, go, go.
Oh my God. Oh, dude, that's like a dog. Bro, he's gonna be walking.
Jazz! Bro, there's a gunshot.
Welcome to The Woods. UK is a YouTube channel dedicated to outdoor adventures, survival techniques, and exploring the wilderness throughout the UK. In a video recorded on a cold day, February 26th, 2024, the creator recounts a disturbing incident. The cabin he had been constructing in the woods was mysteriously torn down during the night.
Just while I let that cook, it'd be interesting to know if any of the viewers suffer from anxiety from wild camping, whether that be like solo or as a group. Be interesting to find out what people think.
He talks about his plans to rebuild the cabin, which had previously been trashed and destroyed by unknown individuals. Despite the setback, he stays determined to restore it.
It's really raining now, so until that stops, I won't be getting back out. So the weather's so bad, I've resorted to staying in here. The rain's smashing it down, so I'm going to catch up on my YouTube subscriptions and have a couple of beers.
Rain pours down, setting the scene for a perfect, cozy camping night. Wood settles into his tent, watching YouTube, enjoying what seems like a peaceful evening in nature, unaware that something unsettling is about to unfold.
Creepcaught, and we're going to have to go through the anxiety of the potential camping ban all over again.
Someone's doing fireworks. Yeah, these OEX tents are pretty good. I've never had any water come through any one of them that I've got. Every one I've owned also has been very easy to put up. I'm off to bed now. I shall see you in the morning. I've not got a clue what that noise was. There's about 8 different noises, sound like someone was walking around about 40 yards away. I had no bang off of the alarm, but definitely a banging in the woods.
Just as he starts to drift off to sleep, he suddenly hears footsteps circling his tent and the sound of branches snapping nearby. His heart races as he listens closely, trying to figure out who or what might be out there in the darkness. Thankfully, he makes it through the night safely, but as soon as the sun rises, he quickly packs up and leaves the area. What would you have done in that situation? Stealth camping alone in the woods, hearing footsteps outside your tent in the middle of the night. 2 guys were out on a frozen river in Russia when, out of nowhere, the ice cracked and started drifting apart.
Давай. Тыкай. Спиннинг мой нахуй, смотри. Да хуй на этот спиннинг. Нам бы вылезти, блядь. Про него и забыл, блядь. Давай. Короче, ребята. Фу, блин.
Before they realized what was happening, they were stuck on a big piece of ice drifting down the river. If they hadn't gotten off, who knows how far they could have gone, or if the ice would have even stayed together. Thankfully, they weren't too far from land, and with some quick thinking and a stroke of luck, they made it off safely. In this video, CJ goes on a solo camping trip in his camper van deep inside New Jersey's Pine Barrens forest. During his previous visit, he had a frightening experience where he felt like he was being followed. After sharing this online, many viewers shared their own spooky stories about shadowy figures and people lurking in the forest at night. On November 10th, 2024, CJ arrives well prepared and determined, ready for the night ahead. Before dark, he takes his bike out to explore the area.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna go on a little adventure bike ride here and go check out that trail that's over that way. Oh yeah, this lady's email's spot on. Look at this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is, yeah. This is somebody's campfire right here at one point in time. But it's the homeless encampment and population out here and the people who are trying to live off of the grid. What the hell is that? There's something white just moved in between those trees right there. And I can see it. That person is crouched down. Person's crouched down. Okay, that's weird.
While biking on a path suggested by viewers, CJ discovers a recently used campfire. As he talks about it to his audience, he suddenly spots a figure crouched in the dense forest, seemingly trying to remain unseen.
I don't know where that person went, but I'm telling you all, that was a person. And if it wasn't a person, that was a damn ghost, and that was very, very clear and vivid.
When CJ tries to get a closer look, the figure vanishes into the trees. Feeling uneasy but resolute, CJ returns to his camper as the sun sets and the forest cools down.
So as I was eating dinner, I kept hearing like a helicopter flying by.
Later, while having dinner, CJ hears a helicopter circling above the forest. Curious, he steps outside to check it out.
And when I got out my flight radar app, you couldn't even see the helicopter on the app. So I'm assuming it's something military, but I don't know why they would be. I think it's a car coming.
As CJ talks about the helicopter, he suddenly hears a car engine coming from afar. The sound gets louder, yet no car comes into view, leaving him puzzled and uneasy.
Those campsite reflectors get me every single time. Every time. Dang, that campsite there, they're trying to burn some serious wood.
Determined to uncover what's going on, CJ takes his bike and flashlight to explore the area. As he rides through the dark forest, he notices car headlights in the distance. He promptly switches off his flashlight and pauses to watch.
I knew I heard somebody back here. Alright, I'm gonna try something different here, y'all.
While heading back, CJ hears eerie sounds echoing through the forest. Growing more unsettled, he packs up his camp and chooses to relocate to another spot. CJ feels nervous as he moves through the dark woods looking for a safer place to stay. Suddenly, two cars come toward him, making him question if they are connected to the strange vehicle that made him leave his camp earlier. He realizes that leaving when he did was likely the best decision of the night. Bear, the YouTuber known for his adventurous camping trips and exploring remote forests, heads out for a stealth camping trip in the Appalachian Mountains. But this night isn't like the others. This time, he's on the hunt for Bigfoot.
This adventure, we are in the Appalachian Mountains in search for the oh so elusive Bigfoot. Tonight we're staying in the RV and we got it parked in a very pretty, what would you call this?
We're boondocking. There's no electric, no water, no nothing.
Boondocking.
We're in the middle of like pretty much nowhere.
No, we're in the middle of nowhere, but we're able to park the RV and there's a little fire spot for us. Other than that, we're surrounded by mountains, woods, and hopefully some big...
Along for the ride is Doug, a fearless buddy from the Fear Fanatics channel. The two head out into the unknown, totally unaware that this night's about to turn into one of the creepiest they've ever had.
Was it moving in the bushes?
Some just moved over there.
That's a game trail for sure.
That's
man.
a big trail. Look at that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like even if it's not Bigfoot, there's like that's a big trail, bro.
Wow. This is right where I just heard something too. It was up. It was up this way though.
You gonna go on the trail?
Just for a second, maybe.
Well, go ahead. I'm right behind you.
Oh.
What the freak was that, bro? Did you hear that?
Whew. What the heck? It was like a...
I saw something go flying through there, dude.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you got it on camera?
I don't know if I...
Man, I hope that sound... I hope they could hear that. That sucker was loud.
Deep in the woods, bro.
Oh my goodness, man.
I kind of want to go down there to see what's going
Oh my
on.
goodness.
Like that's a lot. Got a crow over there.
Oh man.
I think we should do it.
Weird, haunting sounds echo through the trees, strange and unfamiliar, almost like something's following them. But instead of backing off, they keep going, calling out into the dark, hoping to lure Bigfoot.
Whoop. That was pretty good. Whoop. That was good. That's probably what they do.
They make noises like that, right?
I always did it a little different, but I like that. I think, oh, man, I just heard something fall through there. Hey. Go. Was that a rock? What was that? Ow, my face. Damn it. Go, man, don't stop. Man, something's throwing something.
Suddenly, something slams into a tree right next to Bear. Panic sets in as they realize they've gotten the wrong kind of attention. They take off, running through the forest, desperately trying to find a safe spot, but safety is nowhere in sight.
No, we gotta get back to camp, but I don't even want to turn my light on. That'll like reveal where we've been. We've been like just quiet listening and haven't heard nothing. Probably shh. I swear I just heard like a twitch. Grab my light, turn your light off.
The sounds return, closer than ever. Whatever it is, it's right behind them, chasing them through the dark. They finally reach their van and sit there in silence, trying to process what just happened.
Appalachian Mountains in search of Bigfoot. And man, I don't know.
Something was.
Did we find him?
Something was in there, dude. Like something was in there. Something was definitely running up the creek bed at the end. Like
the big question still hangs in the air. What exactly did they encounter that night? Was it Bigfoot or just some unknown creature lurking in the dark? Maybe we'll never know. Some mysteries, it seems, are better left unsolved. YouTuber Jasko, known for his spooky adventures, heads into a forest with a seriously creepy reputation. Locals even call it the serial killer forest. According to the stories, a twisted murderer once stalked these woods, targeting mostly young women and leaving their remains scattered among the trees. To make it even darker, a body was found in a hidden lake back in 2019, and some people believe the victim's spirits still linger, their cries echoing through the night and shadowy figures appearing after dark. Luckily, Jasko isn't braving it alone. His friend Chris tags along. The day starts off pretty peacefully. Perfect camping weather, but things quickly take a turn once the sun goes down. Armed with a spirit box, the two of them venture deeper into the forest, hoping to make contact with whatever might be hiding in the dark. As they follow the overgrown trails, they stumble upon an old, crumbling wooden hut. Their curiosity gets the better of them, so they step inside, camera rolling, when suddenly they see something.
Buddy.
What the is that?
Can you go look at that, please, before I go any further? I don't know if I should show that in the camera.
Bro, I honestly
You know the
feel...
stories of this place, right? I mean, we all know the stories.
Well, I feel sick to my stomach right now, dude. What is that? That actually looks like a body bag.
Lying motionless among the ruins is a human-shaped figure, shoes clearly visible. A wave of dread hits them. Is it just someone sleeping? Or could it be the remains of one of the killer's long-lost victims? The thought alone is too much. Panicked, they bolt back to the car, desperate for some sense of safety, only to realize they're not out of danger yet.
Help me from what?
I don't know. Bro,
What the was that?
what was that?
This. Go, go, go, go, go, go, go, go, go, go. Bro, what is that? Bro, it sounds like a
You heard that's exactly 100%.
No, almost like a moan. When you're talking about the history of the foundation. I mean, you have that girthy one. You could go check if you want. I don't know where I put
Maybe
my
we just
bro.
leave it. Maybe we...
Back at the campsite, they attempt to sleep, but the quiet night is disturbed by eerie, unexplainable sounds. When they check outside the tent, nothing is in sight.
You gotta be kidding me. Was that coyotes? Chris, what the was that? That was a scream. That was coyotes in that direction. That was a scream. Oh my god. It genuinely sounded like a voice outside the tent. But I hear the wind picking up, so maybe it's just something traveling in the wind.
As Chris starts to fall asleep, Jasko remains awake. He hears a voice, then the sharp snap of a branch. His mind races. Could it be connected to the body in the hut? The fear is intense. Eventually, exhaustion pulls him under, but any feeling of peace is short-lived.
In the truck?
Your truck, bro.
Where's my keys?
So before that, someone like, it sounded like someone punched the tent.
Wait, what? Something punched
Something like shuffled away. I woke up and something like, it's like sounded like something punched like the side of the tent or something. Or like, almost like, I don't know, just like touched it. It was like that kind of noise.
I don't even remember going to bed. I fell off.
Their tent suddenly shakes, as if something unseen brushed against it. Jasko rushes outside to check, but no one's there. Only the camera seems to catch something different. Something was out there. When morning finally comes, Jasko and Chris waste no time packing up and leaving the forest, relieved to be out, yet haunted by one question. What happened out there that night? Moxley's Paranormal World is known for fearless solo camping trips and eerie explorations of haunted places. This time, he heads into one of his most unnerving locations yet, the notorious Peoria Pit. In 1909, a devastating explosion trapped miners underground, and locals believe their spirits still haunt the area. Some even claim that on still nights, you can hear their cries drifting through the trees. As light rain begins to fall, he gets his hammock ready and works on setting up his tarp, eventually putting his camera away to keep it dry as he prepares for the night.
Most haunted forests, and we're going to solo camp this. And the crazy thing is as well, I've got the time there, look at that.
As night falls over the forest, he starts to hear voices near his camp. A growing sense of unease creeps in as the whispers carry through the damp air.
Sat here, just chilling for half an hour, and I heard a load of branches cracking.
Then I heard mumbling. Then I heard going past the outside of the tarp. Not too far away, I couldn't see anybody, but...
Adrenaline surging, Moxley talks into the camera, eyes wide and nerves on edge. He can hear footsteps slowly circling his hammock, and that eerie feeling of being watched creeps over him like a chill. Still gripped by the dread creeping up his spine, Moxley makes a bold move. He grabs his flashlight and steps out from the flimsy safety of his hammock into the pitch-black forest. The beam slices through the trees, but there's no one there. The sounds only get louder. The noises are louder now, footsteps and hushed voices right nearby, like someone's just steps away. Even so, Moxley stands his ground and steps out again, cautiously sweeping the darkness with his eyes.
I've just heard somebody whistling. Somebody's just been whistling out here. It sounds so close. Is there someone there? There.
Suddenly, a sharp whistle slices through the dark, followed by heavy footsteps. Moxley stays quiet, resisting the urge to call out. He turns off his flashlight and switches to night vision, determined to finally catch a glimpse of whoever or whatever is out there.
There's such an uneasy feeling here, you know.
He stays completely still in the dark, waiting for something, anything, to show itself. But the forest falls silent again. Drained and defeated, he finally heads back to his hammock, just hoping the night will end soon.
It's literally 3 o'clock in the morning. How weird is that? The rain stopped pretty much. It's not as heavy as it was. Dog. Oh no. What the f? Sounds like it's getting closer.
The noises never stop. Every creak, every rustle keeps him wide-eyed and on edge. He doesn't get a wink of sleep. When the first light of dawn finally breaks, he wastes no time packing up and getting out.
Ah, it's nice to hear the birds. What an interesting night it's been. Just here. I need to go because those lads were over that way. One last look just before I go. So this was the old mine shaft where I'm just stood now. And that's where I've stayed for the night. But yeah, gonna make my way back towards the car now. Interesting night, really interesting.
Still, the questions from that night linger. Who was out there, and why were they watching him, circling his camp? Moxley made it through, but it's clear. His search for answers is just getting started. This is Jasko, a popular YouTuber known for his channel Jasko, where he explores haunted forests and creepy abandoned buildings, usually with his friends Benjamin and Chris. But tonight is different. He's going solo into one of America's most haunted forests, the infamous Pine Barrens. Jasko begins his solo journey, eventually picking a spot to set up camp. He gets his tent ready, cozy, and secure, completely unaware of the terror that lies ahead. Armed with his Spirit Talker app, he heads into the darkness, hoping to connect with whatever might be hiding among the trees.
Oh, we're listening. Listen, listen, listen. That was like a whistle. Wait, did I say we're listening or we're whistling? Can you do that again for me? Oh no.
It doesn't take long for things to get unsettling. Within minutes, distant coyote howls echo through the forest. Concerned for his safety, Jasko heads back to camp, sits down, and tries to relax with some dinner.
I'm gonna have my flashlight ready just cause. Hello? That was close. That was very close. Who's out there? Oh, hell no. Listen, if it gets too scary for me, I'm leaving. I'm not taking any chance. I'm straight up leaving. You guys hassle me for not staying tonight anyways, but I'll try my best. But regardless, I'm alone and I'm not taking any chance.
He's completely alone, or so he thinks. Strange noises start to close in around his camp, hinting that someone or something might be nearby. And the worst part? The night is just beginning. Still determined, Jasko heads deeper into the forest toward an old abandoned building. With each step, the woods grow eerily silent, the atmosphere thick with tension.
Saying right now, I swear I thought I just saw a flashlight down in that direction. Now you probably can't even see much, guys. My flashlight's like on its way out, and like all I
My
have,
life was short.
that's just scared. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Hold on. There's a light over there. Hello?
He spots a strange flickering light in the distance, a clear sign he's not alone. He calls out, but gets no response. Curious yet cautious, he follows the light, which leads him directly to the abandoned structure.
Wait a second. Oh my god, is that a stone building? Oh my god. Wait a second. Okay, literally a stone building and lights. Literally what I just told you guys about, what, 30 minutes ago? Yeah, now I'm freaking the hell out. What the hell did I see? Ooh! Who's in there? Who's in there? How? Someone's in there with the key? Okay. I'm out of here. Sorry.
Jasko bolts back to his camp, hoping it offers some safety.
That was close. That was really close.
The forest goes eerily silent once more. Jasko senses something is out there. To calm his nerves, he sets up an external camera to catch any movement. Unfortunately, it does.
But I heard footsteps. It could be the footsteps of animals, which at the same time, that's horrifying in itself. Who's out there? Footsteps. Oh. Okay. Something's out there. Something is out there.
Frozen with fear, Jasko remains still inside his tent as the unsettling presence circles him. For 15 intense minutes, he listens in silence, barely breathing, until the sounds gradually fade. Was it just an animal or something more sinister? Reviewing his external camera footage confirms his worst fear.
More than one person out there near my campsite, and I got them on camera.
He hadn't been alone. As soon as daylight broke, Jasko quickly packed up and left the forest. Though he made it through the night, he didn't get a moment of sleep. One thing was certain. He had been watched the whole time. Had he let his guard down, the outcome could have been far more sinister. Carl, the host of the YouTube channel Dark Arts TV, heads back to Renome Forest, a place notorious for UFO sightings, strange creatures like Bigfoot, and the myth of the demon dog. Even after the eerie events of his last trip, Carl returns, this time with his good friend Dan, known for his bold, wild camping adventures. At first, everything feels normal. As the sun sets, they sit by the campfire swapping stories and soaking in the calm. But as night falls, the forest begins to feel anything but peaceful. Something unnatural seems to stir.
Pretty late now, and I think it's time to get on the investigation, just see what happens.
Yeah.
We've got the fire burning, we've not got no food just yet. Me and Dan have actually started to feel sick all of a sudden now, whether it's because of the exhaustion, I'm not too sure, but we're just a bit like, feeling a bit grim.
They decide to go exploring, unaware they're walking into something terrifying. As they move deeper into the forest, strange and unexplainable sounds begin echoing through the trees. Then, without warning, a dog's bark pierces the silence.
Oh my god. Dude, that's like a dog. Bro, who's going to be walking the dogs, yeah, at 12 at night? In the den, you know what I mean, in the thick of this. It's not normal.
However, this doesn't seem like an ordinary dog. Could it be the legendary demon dog spoken of in local lore? Or perhaps other unseen creatures are hiding within the dense forest?
What the f is that sound, bro? Let me show you guys. There's no lights coming from anywhere, and the voices are coming from within the woods, man. What was that?
A chilling fear creeps in as the strange sounds become more intense. They stay still, hoping the noise will stop, but the forest seems to hum with something eerie. Determined to find answers, they move deeper into the darkness, but the source of the sounds stays hidden.
Oh, here we go, bro. It's starting again. That plane needs to do one right now so we can listen out, can't you? That plane going over. Me, what was that?
I mean, I've probably got a 40-minute video.
Yeah.
If I do leave right now, I do apologise. I don't know. Don't switch off yet. It might not be the end. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I know. No, but the thing is, it's like...
There's only so much you can take mentally.
Yeah.
Before it starts really messing with your head. It's just so...
Dude, what's going on?
But I don't know if it's my family.
What is going on? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to think of like a reasonable explanation.
Oh, bro, what was that? No, bro, what was that again?
As they venture further, the disturbances grow stronger. Barking, rustling, even faint whispers fill the air. A heavy sense of dread washes over them as they come to a chilling realization. They're being watched. With no answers and the eerie noises showing no sign of stopping, Carl and Dan reluctantly decide it's time to pack up and leave.
Man, what the is going on in this place? Hey, this place is no joke.
I mean, first of all, I've got to apologise and say, you know, I'm sorry we didn't stick it out. It is very rare that you'll ever see us do this.
Yeah.
You know, especially with the effort it takes to do these videos. We've driven four and a half hours here, and it's 4.5 hours home.
obviously we did last night, and tonight obviously we want to stick it out. This section of the forest I believe to be the worst.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of all that, but maybe it's the fact that we're overtired, maybe it's the fact that we spent quite a bit of time here now, or I just don't have an explanation for what it was.
Definitely not. I mean, obviously we are exhausted, so the lights can be explained to a certain extent. We did see the light at the start, and we've both seen that at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So the other ones could just be like, it's subconsciously ingrained into our minds that we're actually seeing the white lights now. But what the hell was the voice? Now, it could be explainable, it could be like someone going through the woods with a dog, but we would have seen some form of light in the distance, and it was just absolutely nothing.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought, you know, when I heard that voice, and it was getting closer, it wasn't like it was going further away, it was getting closer. I was expecting to see...
They leave Renome Forest behind, convinced it's truly haunted, and vow never to return. On April 13th, 2025, the Turkish YouTube channel Outdoor Family Documents posted a video that begins with a calm spring camping trip, but quickly turns into a fight against worsening weather. They set up camp by a small, beautiful lake, with the kids exploring and the tent going up easily. Despite some wind and muddy ground, the atmosphere is cheerful as they settle in with tea, enjoying the fresh air. However, as the afternoon goes on, the weather changes dramatically. Dark clouds roll in and rain begins falling. Light at first, but then heavier, while thunder echoes through the forest. The family calmly takes shelter inside their car to wait it out. When the rain lessens, they head back to their tent, but strong winds quickly pick up, causing the tent to shake violently and its frame to break in spots. Mud and debris are everywhere, and the thunder grows louder. It becomes obvious the storm is getting worse, not better. Putting safety first, the family decides to pack up and leave the campsite.
Hava çok kötü ya.
Evet. Hadi ayarlayalım arabaya.
Oh.
Toparlayalım. Hemen. Burası ısınmış.
Evet, hava çok kötü. Evet.
Hani hava çok kötü ya. Toparlayalım arabaya.
Tamam canım, tamam. Hadi.
Kapat gidelim.
As they rushed to pack up, the challenges kept coming. Their vehicles started slipping on the wet ground, and debris was scattered all over the campsite. What was once a carefully planned setup quickly turned into a frantic rush to find shelter, with everyone soaked and hurriedly retreating. Unlike stories about ghostly voices or mysterious figures driving people out of the woods, this situation serves as a reminder of something much simpler. Nature doesn't ask for permission before changing its mood. One moment, the forest feels like a paradise. The next, it can turn hostile. Sometimes the biggest danger in the forest isn't anything supernatural. It's just nature itself. The Hoggett Project YouTube channel centers on DIY builds, van life, and adventure, with a focus on transforming a van into a mobile home and exploring off-the-beaten-path locations. On August 12, 2024, a camping trip that was meant to be calm and relaxing took a scary turn. While camping overnight in the mountains, the creator started hearing unusual sounds and spotting eerie shadows, making him suspect he wasn't alone out there.
I kind of like how it's open out that way too. Lets a little bit of light into these woods. But something made a heavy sound over there. Could have just been some old rotted logs settling.
As he sets up his camp, strange creaking and snapping sounds start echoing through the trees. The noises persist, seeming to come from the nearby creek, making him increasingly uneasy.
Definitely something over there.
Documenting my shine in the forest. Of course the noises stopped, and I'm guessing it was really dark back in these woods. Getting all packed up, and once I get out to the road, I just take a quick look up towards where the creek is, and this is where it gets terrifying.
Not wanting to take any chances, he decides to call it a night and starts packing up to leave, realizing he might not be as alone as he initially thought.
I thought I had pressed record, but it was not recording. But anywho, I've got my low beam on at this point. I think I see something small. Maybe it's like a raccoon or something right there by the water. And as I hit the high beam, this is when I see it. I see something standing there on the side of the road, pretending to be a statue. Whatever this was decided it was just gonna freeze, and then maybe I wouldn't think it was anything. But as I'm looking in that direction, I'm not even kidding, it looks like somebody dressed up in camo. And they've got their back slightly angled away. I'd say like at a 45 degree. They're standing there about 6 feet tall, looking like a human that I just caught that was probably sneaking up on me. That's all I can think. When I saw what it was, a human, and I kept the light on him for a good 20 solid seconds without saying anything. You know, the fear just kind of washed over me because I'm thinking, what's gonna happen? Call them out like, hey, what are you doing? And they're all camoed out. Maybe they'll just say, oh crap, you caught me. Now we're out in the middle of the woods. They say that people are the ones to fear. It's not the animals. That is what happened, and eventually after the 20 seconds, he didn't move, he just kept standing there. So I just pretended like, oh, maybe I didn't see you then. On my way out, periodically I'd turn back, check. Nope, didn't see him, he's gone. And that's that. Very, very strange, and I don't know what the plan was for me if I'd stayed there. It just seems kind of silly. I thought I found a good spot, but yeah, this place is kind of riddled with people. And I don't know what the future holds now.
He shines his flashlight around, scanning the dark, trying to figure out where the sounds are coming from, and then he sees him. A tall guy, about 6 feet, dressed head to toe in camouflage, just standing there completely still. When the light hits him, he doesn't move or say anything, just freezes, clearly trying not to be noticed. Turns out, this was the person making all the noise, creeping around his campsite. What makes it even creepier is not knowing what could have happened. If the guy was harmless, why didn't he say something? Instead, he stood there in silence, like he was trying to stay hidden. Thankfully, the creator got out of there safe, but it's one of those encounters you never forget. Gaz, the bold adventurer behind the popular YouTube channel Grizzly Gaz, is famous for his wild camping and spooky explorations. Known for staying calm and skeptical, he often faces danger without blinking, but tonight might push him to his limits. It all starts when Gaz parks his stealth camper van in a parking lot that seems safe and costs just $1 for the night. Feeling confident and comfortable, he settles in, not knowing that this simple decision is about to lead him into a terrifying experience.
Up for the night. Now the parking only costs £1, but they close the gates at 8 PM. And apparently
Gaz spends the day like any other, exploring the nearby wilderness with his loyal dog Fendi and soaking in the peaceful surroundings. But as night falls and he heads back to his van, expecting a quiet evening, that calm is abruptly shattered.
we're just having a outside and I saw headlights coming up. So I've jumped in van, turned all lights off. Luckily I've got that end, the back blind up. That's the only one that I've got up though, because that one doesn't have any tinted window. I don't want to be woken up in the morning, but It's a white van. A small white van.
Even though the lot is supposed to be closed, a car pulls in. Gaz quickly ducks into his van and turns off all the lights. The vehicle then parks right behind him, its headlights glaring straight into his windows, making him feel exposed and really uneasy.
They've got to have had keys to get up here. What are they doing?
That's when he realizes he's trapped. The entrance gate is closed, so he can't just drive away. Finally, the car pulls off, and Gaz breathes a big sigh of relief, hoping it's all over. He tries to relax, and exhaustion starts to take hold, but the night still isn't done with him.
I can hear another car.
Torch down there, look. What's going on? What are they looking for?
He's suddenly jolted awake when another vehicle pulls in. This time, someone's outside, walking around with a flashlight, seemingly searching through the bushes. The area's remote, and the lot's supposed to be closed. Who are these people? Could this be some kind of drug meetup?
It's getting too exciting this night, isn't it?
I'm just on noia now. Who'd think that sleeping in a van would be more stressful than sleeping in a tent in the middle of the woods? I feel more at home in a tent.
Gaz brushes it off with a nervous laugh, but the concern in his voice is clear. When morning comes, he hurriedly packs up and leaves, still unsettled by the strange night. Who were those people? What were they searching for? And how did they get through the gate? In this video, Mark heads out on a camping trip deep in the forest with a close friend. What begins as a peaceful evening surrounded by nature quickly takes a strange turn. It's July 10th, 2022, and the two friends have set up camp, a fire crackling at the center of their sight as they take in the beauty of the wilderness. With the sun long set and the forest now cloaked in darkness, they relax, chatting and enjoying the quiet night. Then the mood changes. A strange sound cuts through the quiet night, coming from somewhere in the dark woods around them. Mark shines his flashlight in all directions, but doesn't see anything. Without hesitation, he decides to investigate, leaving his friend at the camp to keep an eye on their gear.
I don't know what that sound is. It sounded canine. I can still see camp from here. I'm gonna check it out. Perhaps an owl? Still don't know what the other one is.
As Mark steps away from the safety of the firelight, his flashlight slices through the dense forest. He tries to convince himself that the sounds could be from an owl, but the eerie noises from earlier still linger in his mind. Driven by curiosity, he continues forward, unafraid to face whatever might be hiding in the dark. As Mark ventures deeper into the forest, the tension grows heavier. The farther he gets from camp, the stronger the sense that something isn't right. The unease builds until it outweighs his curiosity, and he decides to head back, his mind racing with the strange energy of the night. Back at camp, the two friends discuss whether it's worth staying. Mark recounts what he experienced, and they both agree to stay cautious. Despite the lingering discomfort, they try to make the most of the evening. The night stretches on in uneasy silence, broken only by the occasional gust of wind or distant animal call. What was meant to be a peaceful night under the stars leaves them with more questions than answers. This video takes us deep into the peaceful, dense woods of Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, uploaded by Paranormal Discovery, a channel known for exploring haunted spots and sharing real, immersive experiences with the unexplained. On this night, the creator sets up camp with just his dog near the remains of an old poor farm, a place historically used as a refuge for the destitute and mentally ill. Many believe the land still holds spiritual energy. At first, the atmosphere is calm, as he tries to communicate with any lingering spirits using a spirit box. He mentions a fire that destroyed the original building back in 1929, attempting to spark some activity by asking questions and looking for signs. While the early responses are mostly subtle and unsettling, the mood soon shifts dramatically.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another haunted campout. Currently, we are back at the Salt Marsh Trail. I do have this girl right here. She's gonna be joining me today, but this is kind of a mixture between a good haunting and some Bigfoot stuff. So there is, in fact, a haunting going on. Now, if you guys were to go back a long time ago, I'd say a good 2 years is when we first discovered this spot. There is a very odd feeling to this set of wildlands, and I think it has everything to do with the poor farm. The people are still here. Hey guys, we've got our AquaQuest tarp. To start off this video, I'm going to be doing a different type of configuration. Now, I'm going to make sure to put it up. I don't even know what the configuration's called, but it's kind of like an open fly, but if it rains, they'll be protected kind of thing. It's not going to be like the tent or the tents that I've been kind of making. So without further ado, let's just get into that. Big shouts out to AquaQuest. They make amazing tarps, I'll tell you that. This is so cool. This is cool, dude. This is so damn cool, man. I don't think you guys understand how happy this makes me. I don't know why. These could be any sort of survival thing that you can name. Like sun shelters, canopies, rain flies, like without it actually being a tent. This is a giant rain fly. Look at this. You can have so much, and if it does rain, we're gonna be protected. These are 100% rainproof, so yeah. Without further ado, let's get the campfire ready, get our equipment ready, and yeah, go camping. Let's go. Anyone from the poor farm here that wants to communicate, let me know.
The creator often feels like he's being watched by an unseen presence, as if spirits are hiding just beyond the firelight. Shadows flicker in the darkness, and he says he catches quick glimpses of shapes moving behind the trees. At one point, a sudden, strange noise startles both him and his dog, who visibly show signs of anxiety. There's a moment when his dog suddenly becomes alert and stares intently into the dark woods, something that experienced paranormal investigators see as a strong sign that something unseen might actually be nearby.
You alright, baby? Yo. I think she sees something. You good, Key? Why do I feel like that? I feel like something is going to happen to me. Like I feel threatened. I don't think we're dealing with the people from the poor farm. I think I'm legitimately dealing with something a little bit extra. What's up, Key? What's up? Do you see something? Guys, I know I haven't really caught much, like in terms of like communication or visuals or whatever, but like I swear something is in front of us. Okay. Are you buried here?
Light.
Oh my God. Oh. Okay. There's some sort of vibe up here. What the is that?
I'm touching your back.
What the?
Yes, I'm here.
Key's looking at me like, are you good? Who am I talking to right now? Did you just scream in the distance? I heard this massive howl.
Choking. She will touch you.
Sorry, baby. I got you, okay? I got you. Honestly, I think she got me. Like, look at this. Like, this has gotta be out of
A major moment happens when he and his dog spot what they believe might be a humanoid figure, possibly a Sasquatch. While there's not much clear proof caught on camera, the strong sense of unease and his dog's unusual behavior are enough to heighten his concerns.
Okay. Oh, hear that? Hello? I think I see a Sasquatch. I swear I just saw something move. That was kind of tall. Are you a Sasquatch? I'm Lamar. This is my dog. I am almost guaranteeing you that I just saw something. Or somebody's walking through the trees back there.
Need time.
What the? This has got to be the creepiest set of forests
I enjoy the company.
I've actually done in a while. I know this isn't endangered land, but why is it so creepy right here? Like it's legitimately creepy.
It's not human.
It's not human. If it's not human, then what is it?
While using the spirit box again, he picks up chilling phrases like, "This is secret, you will find things below," and even "sacrifice." These messages ramp up the feeling of dread. At one point, he thinks he sees someone near the campfire and rushes over, but when he gets there, there's no one there. Still, the tension keeps building.
What the? Yo, someone's at the camp. I swear to God, I just saw a shadow by the camp. What the? Let's go, Key. Hello? Hello? Oh my God. Nobody is at the camp. Key, I know you saw that too, right? It looked like someone was just walking from like where the bonfire is right over. What the? Oh my God. This is nuts. Okay. Okay, that's creepy, dude. I thought someone just like walked up, because we were kind of like on a path. If you were to come to the Cole Harbor like area, all the paths kind of lead up, and so like anyone could walk up here. Thing is, no one's here. I just saw somebody, like it looked like a normal person came and just was like, oh, there's a camp here. Man, I'm like driving myself crazy, dude. Like it looked like a real person just came and was just like checking out the camp. And I'm like, I don't want anything to be stolen in the back of my head. I'm like, I gotta race back. And no one's here. Yeah, I'm losing my mind.
He wraps up the investigation, feeling a mix of unease and fascination. He reflects that paranormal investigations rarely come with loud noises or clear spirits. More often, it's about a strong sense of presence, strange sounds, and that gut feeling that something's off, even when there's no obvious danger. The eerie atmosphere and the possible Sasquatch sighting make this episode a truly spine-chilling part of the series.
Oh my God. Oh, I just saw someone stand right there. Right. Son of a... Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pack up our stuff and get out of here. We're gonna come back on a different night. I'm gonna bring that everywhere. We get to like legitimately pop up a survival tent anywhere. I know you guys are probably like, it's just a tarp, man, but you can do like so much stuff. We haven't really seen much. Like I hope the night vision's caught that figure going by, because I saw with my eyes. But I'm just, I know we haven't seen much, and like I know to you guys you probably haven't heard much either, but sometimes with the paranormal you get just vibes, you get just strong feelings, and you have to be here in person to really understand that, and to really, and this is why we're documenting it for you, is to really just give you guys the experience and just give you guys what we're encountering, you know what I mean? Plain and simple, clear and transparent. I just want to be that for you guys, and that's what I'm doing here. So I mean, if you come to watch the paranormal, man, sometimes you just get vibes.
This experience stands out because it combines different kinds of fear, the mystery of the unknown with paranormal hints, into one powerful and immersive event. The creator promises to return, bringing a psychic medium next time to investigate even more deeply into what really haunts the Cole Harbor woods. Jasko and his friend Chris set out on a chilling camping trip to a forest in America known for its dark and sinister reputation. Locals call it the Devil's Forest, with legends claiming the devil himself haunts the woods. On a cold, snowy evening, November 20th, 2024, they arrive at their campsite. As night falls and camp is set up, they begin their investigation.
We've actually been here before a couple of years ago, and we've experienced things such as like screams from deep within the forest. People actually showed up, gave us a really hard time because they might have showed up again. It said find the picture, so I'm wondering if there's anything else out here for us to discover. Bro, I'm gonna up, I swear to God.
It smells so strong in here.
Very high pitched. My question is, why are all these like footsteps so yellowed? Like, bro, piss on every footstep. Like yellow snow.
Walking in prison.
Walking in
Probably
prison.
that's the sign.
They head further into the woods, using a spirit talker to reach out to the paranormal. Faint screams ring out in the distance. Creepy, but distant enough that they don't think much of it. Returning to their campsite for a meal, they keep the spirit talker nearby just in case.
2 beautiful ribeye steaks, picked out by yours truly.
I'm watching you.
I'm watching. Brother, that was a scream. Holy scream.
Bro, what the was that?
What the? Holy.
Where's your phone?
That's fine, that's fine.
Holy crap.
While they're talking by the fire, the spirit talker suddenly says, "I'm watching you." Before they can react, a piercing scream echoes from the pitch-black forest. Startled but intrigued, Jasko and Chris decide to check it out.
Yeah, dude. That was crazy.
Hello?
Whoa. It's like a car, but there's no cars.
No, there's no road on that side.
No roads that there should be a car. That was strange. I'm telling you, dude, if you like sit out here long enough, you probably end up catching some creep.
They follow the noise to a nearby pond, but don't see anything strange. Though slightly relieved, an uneasy feeling lingers as they head back to their campfire, unaware that the night's terror is just beginning.
I think we should start cooking the steaks.
Okay.
We'll start cooking the steaks and then probably get back out there. I want to keep trekking further. We're literally cooking food right now, telling scary stories from Reddit. And that's the same one where we heard the scream earlier?
Yeah.
The
And I was just driving back through. Yeah. They should not be out here. Nobody should be out here tonight. At all.
We have a massive snowstorm coming tonight and they're out here. I don't understand.
I don't know if we should stay here tonight, dude. This might not be a good idea. Truthfully. We should really think about this.
Let me eat first.
Okay.
And then I'll think about it. That is something to really keep in mind though. Because if we heard the scream, that was a blood-curdling scream earlier.
It was terrifying.
While cooking, they spot a black truck driving by, the same one they saw earlier when they arrived. This raises suspicions. Could it be connected to the strange screams? Feeling uneasy but somewhat relieved when the truck drives off, they get ready to sleep as the temperature begins to drop.
Cold?
Cold.
Oh, sorry, did you say that already?
Yeah, it's freezing.
Cold.
Sleeping bags are nice because they're made for like really cold temperatures. So obviously when you're in here after a while, it does get a lot better, but I don't know, it's freezing tonight. And you could hear the snow, it's coming down again, so.
Car. Oh, that's the truck again. Use your phone, film it.
I'm trying.
Teresa? Oh, they're yelling. What are they yelling about?
Oh, bro. Oh. It's the same truck. It's the same truck. Chris is the same.
Why do they keep going by us, bro? Seriously. I don't understand. They shut up.
No, I think they're still going. Wait. No, they're still going.
Right as they're getting ready to sleep, the black truck appears again, this time heading further into the forest. It makes them wonder if it's actually safe to stay. After a tense wait, listening for any odd noises, the forest stays quiet. Eventually, they fall asleep, keeping the camera on just in case.
What is that? Guys, I think there's someone at our campsite right now.
Suddenly, the sound of snapping branches jolts Jasko awake. Feeling uneasy, he wakes Chris and steps outside to check it out.
Bro, what was that? Bro. Someone just hit the tent. What? Something just hit the tent. What are you talking about? It's not like someone just like punched the tent. Like right here.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, apart from these like other footsteps here that I don't know if there's other footsteps or not. I don't think there's no other sign that anyone else was here.
What was that noise then?
I don't know.
As Jasko calls into the darkness, something strikes their tent, startling Chris. After checking around, they find no sign of anyone or anything. Feeling unsafe, Chris chooses to spend the rest of the night in the car, while Jasko stays in the tent a bit longer. The forest stays eerily quiet until something deeply unsettling wakes them.
Chris! Chris! Chris!
Holy what the Jazz, bro, bro, get in the truck.
Yo, Chris! That was close. I'm coming.
Bro, let's just go as fast as you
I'm
can.
trying.
Dude, there's like footprints all over the place. You can see them.
I know, bro. And this is where that damn
recent, though.
truck went.
This marks their breaking point. Worried for their safety, Jasko and Chris leave the campsite, leaving behind their tent and belongings as they make a quick escape from the forest. They decide to come back in the morning, hoping the daylight will make things feel safer. The next day, they find everything untouched, but the disturbing events of the night leave them with unanswered questions and a lingering sense of dread about what could still be out there. A driver came across a flooded road in Florida and wasn't sure whether to continue or turn around. Move! To check how deep the water was, he threw out an empty water bottle. To his surprise, an alligator suddenly lunged at it, completely hidden and perfectly camouflaged in the murky floodwater. Fortunately, the man wasn't hurt, and needless to say, he didn't continue down that road. Dan, a fearless YouTuber known for diving into the world's most haunted forests, is always chasing the next thrill. This evening, he's heading into a forest steeped in dark legends. Just an hour and a half from home, locals speak in hushed tones about strange happenings, and not long ago, a body was found there. As the sun sinks below the horizon, Dan reaches the forest's edge. The only sound is the soft chorus of crickets. Calm and collected, he turns to speak to his audience until something suddenly breaks the silence.
Oh well, what can you do? I just heard something back there. That was weird.
A loud rustle from the bushes stops Dan in his tracks. He pauses, startled, but quickly shrugs it off and ventures further into the forest.
What is that? Okay. Ignore those people. I hope you guys can hear that. Hello?
Faint voices echo through the trees in the distance. Could it be someone out there? Maybe the same person who made that noise earlier?
It sounds like their voices keep getting closer to where I'm at. Or someone. I gotta admit, guys, what is that? What is that? Something's taking steps to keep up with me right over there. What is that? Hello? Oh, what the? What was that? It sounded like something said hello straight back.
Suddenly, a voice calls out from the bush right next to him. Dan answers, but there's no response, just silence.
Oh, tell me if you guys heard that. Or I know you heard it. I know you heard that for sure. Tell me if you think that's what it said was hello. I heard that. That was... Man, dude, that... Okay, alright, you know... And then for me to call out and for it to not respond. Yeah, I'm picking up my pace a little bit.
An eerie, heavy silence settles in, sinking deep into his bones. Growing more uneasy by the second, Dan decides it's time to head back to the parking lot. Whatever's out here, he's had enough for one night. But with every step he takes into the dark, the feeling of dread only grows stronger.
And I also feel like I have a strong sense like I'm being watched.
He finally reaches his car, locks the doors, and breathes a sigh of relief.
In my home for the evening. Shut the door. Locking it. And yeah, I'm going to rest for the evening.
The peace doesn't last long. Suddenly, someone starts trying the door handles.
Yo, somebody's out there.
If you watch the footage in slow motion, you can clearly spot it. A flashlight beam sweeping across the car windows. Dan quickly glances outside.
Hello? Hello? I just woke up to somebody shining a flashlight into my window. Something woke me up. I don't know what it was, but then.
Still shaken, Dan understands just how close he was to real danger. Without hesitation, he fires up the car and drives off. Not wanting to stay another second, the mystery remains. Who was it? Maybe the same voices from the forest? Thankfully, we don't have to know because Dan got away unharmed. This video is from the Midwest Ghost Hunter YouTube channel, where Ian embarks on solo trips to explore some of the most haunted spots across the United States, aiming to capture solid paranormal evidence. In this episode, he visits a Native American burial mound, an area surrounded by mystery and believed by many to still be haunted by the spirits buried there. The date is October 10th, 2023. After a tough hike through dense woods, Ian finally reaches the mound and begins prepping for a night of investigation. Everything starts off without issue until the weather suddenly turns, setting the stage for something unexpected.
This time, I'm at a very interesting location. It's way out in the woods. It's very secluded. Not many houses near here. Something happens to me out here, I don't think anyone's gonna hear my screams, which is kind of scary. You know, there wasn't really supposed to be a storm, but if you look, I got some ominous clouds coming in, and the wind is starting to pick up, and I'm starting to feel raindrops. Oh man, I hope it doesn't rain too hard. It wasn't supposed to, but I'll have to recheck the forecast. Hopefully it's just brief. Just brief enough to...
A heavy downpour interrupts Ian's plans, forcing him to wait it out. Eventually, the rain lets up, and by nightfall, the skies are clear again. Feeling relieved, he resumes his investigation, completely unaware of the unsettling events about to unfold.
Storm has passed. It should be a clear night from here on out. I can definitely feel the electricity in the air right now. And here we are. Right when you walk in, there's the first mound. I don't know if I'm going crazy. I thought I heard something behind me. Hello? Who's over there? I don't know, maybe I'm just paranoid. I Thought I heard something.
Ian heads toward the first burial mound, and right away, the air feels heavy, kind of eerie. He's already on edge as he walks through the dark woods. Strange rustling noises start coming from the shadows, but he can't see where they're coming from. Still, he keeps going, not sure if his mind's just messing with him, or if there's actually something out there.
Oh, holy sh! Okay. Is there somebody out here with me? Oh my god! Holy, that scared me so bad. That was a straight up voice.
Clear, deliberate footsteps echo nearby, but once again, nothing is visible. Summoning his courage, Ian calls out into the night, and to his shock, a disembodied voice replies from deep within the forest. Frightened, yet excited by the possibility of contacting a spirit, Ian tries to communicate further.
My name is Ian. Could you tell me your name? Are you standing in this exact spot right here? Could you say something? You might not even understand me, that's the thing. Oh, man. Oh my god, something just grabbed my shoulder. Holy moly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to react that way. You just scared me. I really don't know what kind of grab that was. I don't know if that was like a hey kind of grab or hey, like...
The voice falls silent, but Ian decides to check out where it came from. As he moves closer, something grabs his shoulder. Completely startled, he's hit with a wave of fear, unsure if it was a warning or a welcome. After pulling himself together, he keeps going, determined to find out more.
All right, here's mound number 2. I'm actually not going to say anything this time. I'm actually just going to listen. Oh my god, I'm hearing all kinds of things over here. It sounds like voices, but they're so faint.
At the second mound, faint voices surround him again, whispering through the pitch-black woods. Strangely, Ian feels less fear and more fascination with the spirits that seem to dwell in this place.
Like I could just feel it walking through here. And it's a good kind of energy. It's like peaceful. At least I hope it's all peaceful. I know there's apparently a wolf spirit out here somewhere. Okay, I keep hearing like animals out here moving about. I think they're getting spooked by me. Anybody down here? Okay. Okay, that sounded like a coyote, a dog, or God forbid, a wolf. I'm a little more concerned with the howling. The question is, what would I rather be? A wolf spirit or a real wolf?
As he trails the sound, Ian finds a burial mound that's bigger and more intimidating than the others he's seen. He feels both amazed and thankful, offering his thanks to the spirits, but the feeling soon shifts to uneasiness.
It's weird. It smells like incense almost over here. Or like sage. I don't know. It's like different. I can't pinpoint it. Oh, it almost burns my lungs. Are you smoking something over here? Okay. I start talking. That sounds like a male voice. Speak again? Oh my god! Dude, that was a face! I just seen a face! That was a glowing face!
A ghostly face appears, perfectly captured on camera. A cold shiver runs down Ian's spine as adrenaline floods through him. Overwhelmed by the intense experience and feeling it's best to leave the spirits undisturbed, Ian decides he's seen enough. Trusting his instincts, he packs up his equipment and leaves the forest. Uncanny Expeditions is a YouTube channel that mixes wilderness camping with investigations into secret government sites, conspiracies, and unexplained aerial phenomena. In this episode, he goes on an overnight trip just outside the Helena Radar Cross-Section Facility, a classified site run by Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works, deep in the Mojave Desert. Rumors say the facility houses advanced stealth aircraft and might even work on reverse engineering unidentified flying objects. Built in the 1980s during the Cold War, the site was designed to hide aircraft from foreign spy satellites, featuring underground prep areas and a large retractable pylon that lifts planes during radar tests. Its secrecy and connection to Lockheed's secretive division have sparked lots of speculation over the years. After traveling desert trails and watching activity along the base's perimeter, the creator camps on a hill overlooking the site. Staying on public land, he observes routine movements like security trucks, distant aircraft, and gate activity, carefully recording everything that shows ongoing operations.
All right, well, I'm at the front gate. All I see right now are some security trucks parked there, but I haven't seen any activity. It's possible there's somebody in the booth, I just can't see them. I just saw a guy come out of that trailer there and go into the booth. Presumably that's the guy who mans the guard shack. Got a couple different security cameras out front there. There's a close-up shot of some of the security vehicles. Got a Chevy pickup and a Dodge Charger behind it there. I was trying to figure out what that sign was.
After sunset, things start to change. Vehicles show up and activity inside the base picks up as darkness falls.
Looks like another vehicle's arriving. It went in through the front gate and it's now driving down the test area. As the sun started to set behind the mountains, I got settled into my observation point for the night. First thing I noticed is that more and more vehicles were arriving as the sun was going down.
Using night vision gear, he spots what looks like an active radar cross-section test. A hidden hatch in the ground opens, completely invisible to the naked eye, and a platform begins to rise. On top of it is an aircraft that had been hidden underground until now. The aircraft rotates slowly on its pylon, likely being tested for its radar signature from different angles. All of this happens with no external lights on. Everything is visible only through enhanced optics. Security vehicles patrol the area, sometimes circling with their hazard lights on. Another clue that something's going on. Drones also fly overhead throughout the night, likely for surveillance, though their exact role remains unknown. By morning, the activity stops. The hatch closes, the aircraft vanishes underground again, and the area returns to silence. The creator quietly leaves, clearly impacted by what he witnessed. While there were no paranormal events, the secrecy and scale of the operation leave a lasting impression. The Paranormal Discovery team embarks on a winter camping trip deep in the haunted forests of Nova Scotia, a place rich in indigenous history, and eerie folklore. After hiking through the snow, they arrive at a location they call Moon Rock and set up their camp as night approaches.
Now that's prime.
Generosity.
That is very prime. Or a coyote. I got a hole in my boot. Look at that! I got a hole in my boot, man. Sorry.
As darkness falls, an unsettling feeling comes over the group. It quickly becomes apparent they're not alone. They turn on their spirit communication device, and soon a chilling voice breaks the silence.
Satanic. Is that true? Were you? No.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
The team freezes as the voice answers in cryptic phrases, heightening the tension. It then claims to be touching someone's back, sending fear through the group. When they press on, it says, "People have seen me," prompting the chilling thought that this might be the same entity from a previous tent encounter. Focusing near the tent, they hear the name Thomas. A deep sadness fills the air. Thomas seems like a forgotten soul, lost in the forest. As they ask about his past, his tone shifts to frustration, and his replies remain vague and fragmented despite their efforts to comfort him.
Point the camera. How can we help?
Is that banging noise you?
What the hell?
What is that?
You are worthy.
Thank you, you are also worthy. Are you able to tell us what that banging noise is?
That's weird.
Suddenly, a sound stops them as the device crackles again. Use your senses. The team listens as the air grows heavy with sorrow. Thomas's presence seems to surround them. The campsite feels unsafe. They decide to leave, but every path leads them back to the same place. A whisper says, "We shouldn't stay too long." Pushing forward, they take the only way out, through the most haunted part of the forest. They finally reach safety, but realize Thomas is still trapped. If they can learn who he was, they might help him find peace. Novice Wild Camper, a channel that shares camping experiences from a beginner's perspective, released a video on December 19th, 2021. In this episode, he ventures to a remote area he's been eager to explore for a quiet winter camping trip. After setting up camp and making sure everything is secure and warm, he settles in for a peaceful evening. However, as night falls, he begins to hear eerie growling sounds in the distance. Nothing like the wildlife he's familiar with.
Phone connected to the camera, so I'll link it up in a minute to the my little Bluetooth temperature gauge to see what it comes out at. Had a coffee, had a bit of Jack Daniels, so I'm going to get my food on now and try and warm up with some soba noodles. So I've got teriyaki ones, which is my favourite. These are quite nice, and it's quite a decent sized meal actually. To be honest, they're pretty good, and I think they cost 75p, so dirt cheap. Of all the sort of packet meals that I've had for camping, you know, the official expensive ones that are 5 or 6 quid, I don't think there's any real benefit to it, to be honest with you. They go about calories, but I'm not going to walk 20 miles, so don't really need the calories for it. But yeah, it's a good meal and it's cheap. If you haven't tried them, give them a go. It's on 4 degrees, so you know there's a 5-degree difference, which is a fair bit. No doubt, you know, when it gets a lot colder, it'll make hopefully a bigger difference. But it'd be interesting to just sort of see how that compares and whether it does make a difference to the batteries or not, and whether they last overnight or at least keep their charge for a bit longer than normal. But there you go. Anyway, my noodles are done. You do get a decent amount of these things. For 75p, you can't beat it. I'm going to eat these, and I'm not going to force you to endure.
Novice settles into his tent, hoping for a calm and peaceful night. As the temperature drops, he enjoys some warm noodles, trying to unwind before going to sleep.
The area for it to come out any good. But I might give it another try later on, stick the power bank on it. I had the power bank attached earlier on because the batteries are just dying quite quickly in the cold. but then my phone started to die. So I went from 10% down to 1% quite rapidly. So I swapped it out. Hopefully this is recording, because I've made about 3 recordings now, and halfway through it stops the film but carries on with the audio, which is a bit weird. I don't know what's going on with this camera, but I don't think I'm going to be doing much more. It's about 9:30 now, so I'm probably going to hit the sack shortly. And
Novice crawls into his tent, expecting a quiet night, but his rest is quickly interrupted by unsettling disturbances.
Deer, I've heard foxes make some really weird noises at night. But I don't know if you heard that. I'm not sure if the camera picked it up, but God knows what it is. It's quite a weird guttural sound. I'll try and boost it on the edit, see if you can. See if you can hear it, because that is really weird. Did you hear that? That's quite eerie. It does not sound like a deer. Definitely doesn't sound like a fox. Odd. Right, I'm going to zip up and put my earplugs in, I think. Try and get some sleep, and hopefully I'll still be here in the morning.
Strange noises begin coming from outside Novice's tent, sounds that don't clearly resemble an animal or a human. Fortunately, he makes it through the night safely, and whatever it was leaves him alone. But what do you think caused the sounds? Was it something paranormal or a cryptid? Share your thoughts in the comments. Wandering. Where is a YouTube channel centered on outdoor travel and adventure, often showcasing trips to remote or less visited areas involving camping, hiking, and survival challenges. On November 7, 2022, the creator embarks on a car camping trip to the Peak District, planning to hike to Ted's Nose. However, the weather quickly worsens with heavy rain and strong winds, making the journey difficult. He also faces obstacles in finding a campsite due to no overnight parking zones and restricted access.
Actually tasted pretty good. That was pretty lush, especially with that mature cheese. But I've been thinking, you know, this spot, I think I'm going to risk it and stay here for the night. And it's not that I want to be, oh, I'm going to stay here for the night. Yeah, it says no overnight parking. I'm not being a it's just that the storm's coming. It's raining, not overly heavy, but heavy enough. It's pitch black, and that road's just really dangerous. It's only like half a mile, but it's switchbacks, it's leaves all over the road, there's big potholes everywhere, and I just don't want to run the risk of having an accident in the middle of the night in the middle of nowhere in Derbyshire. I just think it'd be safer to stay here and try and get up early in the morning and leave and get out of here in case somebody comes. And I know there's no overnight parking sign there. It doesn't say anything about fines. It says your registration's going to get taken. And you know what? If someone sends me a letter, then I'll explain why I ended up staying here. Because my original intention was to drive 500 metres down the road. But I just don't feel safe about it. I'm not running the risk. The car's not in a great condition at the minute either. So that van's over there as well. He's not gone. They're staying the night here as well for definite. There's at least 1 or 2 people in that. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to risk it. Fingers crossed I don't get a ticket. I'm not going to get any bother because that van's here, I would have thought. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you with no bother in the morning. Night, man.
Adam settles into his van, ready to camp for the night. Although he's parked in a lot with no overnight parking signs, he chooses to stay put due to an approaching storm. With the area completely dark and the weather worsening, moving to another location no longer feels like a safe choice.
What the hell's going on? Someone's just pulled up, man, and popping around like a madman. Right, this is well dodgy. Someone's just pulled up right next to me, popping around like a madman. That van's over the way. Don't know what to do, to be honest. Oh man, I'll keep the light low, but Damn, that's made me start shaking a little bit. They're still sat there as well. I don't know what to do.
Adam is suddenly jolted awake by the sound of someone trying his van door handles. He also hears a radio playing from a nearby car. Feeling shaken and with his heart pounding, Adam is left unsure about how to respond.
And it's 10 o'clock at night. I guess I'm thinking I'm going to risk it and leave, but I'm only up the road if I go to that other spot, literally like 500 metres. There's another van here, eh? What's stopping them coming up there and bothering me there? Probably just some kids come up for a smoke, but you don't know, do you? It's probably what they do here because of the no overnight staying. Probably just kids or something, innit? I'm going to take a look, frig it. Stick me light on them. Oh, looks like they've gone then. Well, that's random. I don't know what to do here now. Why would they come steamboating down here? They just steamed in, man. They just steamed in and pulled up like right behind me. I opened my door and then they pulled up right next to me. And then they were papping the horn. I thought they were still sat there. Just wondering if they're coming back up or something. Ah, this is dodgy now. I guess I got that van there. It's not too much of a bother, is it? Might pull up next to him. Damn it. Well, that settles it. I'm not leaving here now. I've moved and parked up next to this van. Just security, really. I'm going to put the curtains up, I think. Not fully, but just get something covered up. Maybe get my head down for the night. Get up early. Get out of here. Bit of a dodgy one, that. Calm down a bit now.
After several more tries from the strangers to open his doors, Adam chooses to step outside. But the moment he does, the car that had pulled up next to him speeds away. Feeling uneasy and on edge, he moves his van and parks next to another vehicle, staying overnight for extra security. Fortunately, Adam manages to get away safely and unharmed. Welcome to The Woods UK features Carl, a seasoned outdoorsman known for his calm approach and love of solo camping, especially on his own land. On April 9, 2023, a seemingly perfect spring day, Carl set out for what he expected to be another relaxing night in the forest. With his gear packed and spirits high, he drove to his woodland property, unaware that this trip would veer far from his typical peaceful retreat. Let's take a look at the footage to uncover how things took a disturbing and eerie turn.
As always, welcome back or welcome to the channel. Thanks for clicking on the video. We're going to be spending the night in the woods tonight. For all of you that haven't been on the channel before, I had a pretty creepy encounter back in January, sort of months, in these woods. A few unexplainable things happened. Just still can't put my finger on it. So I promised everyone I would come back. We're in the better weather now. We've had a lot of rain, but we've got a lot more daylight hours now. So we're going to go in there. We're going to spend the night, as I said. A minute, stick with me. Get our stuff down there.
After arriving, Carl parked his car and greeted his viewers, recalling a disturbing experience he had in the same woods a few months earlier. That video had sparked curiosity among his audience, many urging him to return and explore the area again. He grabbed his gear and ventured into the thick forest, not knowing what was in store. As he trekked deeper, he eventually found a suitable location to set up camp for the night.
That's the sleeping situation sorted out. Got my wool blanket, my roll-out pad, little self-inflating pillow, and a one Tigerus duck-down camping duvet.
Before turning in, Carl signed off from his live stream, assuring viewers that everything seemed normal. No strange sights or sounds. Feeling relaxed, he climbed into his shelter for the night, and unaware that restful sleep would soon be interrupted.
It's just gone 1 in the morning. Same as last time, I keep on hearing like branches or something getting thrown. It's just inky black. I don't know what's going on here. Something's not. That was loud.
Suddenly, the silence was shattered by loud, unexplained noises. Sharp, irregular cracking sounds echoed through the dark forest, resembling branches snapping. The air was still, and nothing during the day had hinted at such activity. It felt as if something or someone was moving nearby. Refusing to back down, Carl grabbed his flashlight, called out into the night, and stepped outside to investigate.
Honestly, every time I come to this poxy woodland, thinking about it though, I have just had a good 10 minutes walking about. I shouted out. I didn't hear nothing, deadly still. Thinking about it though, there's quite a lot of people here. I mean, me being realistic now. It could be that I'm getting in the... thought I heard a sound then, no. It could be that I'm getting in nice and quiet in my bivvy bag, and then I'm noticing the noises. But I've been doing this a long time. I've been out in the woods hunting. I think I might just have the jitters with this bit of woodland, to be honest with you, because I've had quite a nice evening.
Carl spent over 10 minutes scanning the area with his flashlight, trying to make sense of what he was hearing. Despite his efforts, he couldn't find a logical explanation. Hoping it was over, he went back to his shelter. But as soon as he settled in, the mysterious noises started once more. Carl sat in silence, listening as the eerie sounds drew nearer. Summoning his courage, he stepped outside to check again, but once more, he found no sign of anyone.
Trail cam's on anyway, so I'm going to get back to bed. And if there's anything more to report, I'll let you know, but let's turn this light off.
Feeling both frustrated and uneasy, Carl placed a trail camera near his camp, hoping to catch whatever was behind the strange sounds. As dawn arrived, he sat outside his shelter and reconnected with his viewers.
Morning everybody. So yeah, nothing more to report last night. Had that funny happening during the night, but I'm just having a look at the trail.
He shared that the rest of the night had been uneventful, but he was still eager to review the trail camera footage for answers. Unfortunately, the footage showed nothing out of the ordinary, only Carl moving around the campsite. With that, he packed up and returned home safely. Homesteading Off the Grid is a YouTube channel centered on off-grid living and self-sufficiency. The creator documents their lifestyle, farming, raising animals, growing food, and thriving without modern amenities. On November 6, 2022, while camping deep in a remote forest, they set up a trail camera to observe local wildlife around their site. But instead of capturing animals, the footage revealed something far more disturbing. A man moving in an odd, unsettling way near their campsite in the middle of the night. His presence in such a secluded area raised serious concerns. Up to this point, the footage seems ordinary, but the audio hints otherwise. The sound of leaves crunching underfoot suggests someone or something moving nearby, along with a faint, eerie grunting noise. While the source is still unknown, what the camera records next is even more disturbing. Initially, the noises could have been dismissed as an animal or something ordinary, but what comes next is far more terrifying. What exactly did the trail cam capture? The figure is hard to identify, but undeniably unsettling. Its movements are unnatural, almost inhuman, leaving it unclear whether it was a paranormal presence or someone lurking in the woods for unknown reasons. Side Money. Tom is a YouTube channel typically focused on ways to make extra money, covering topics like side hustles, personal finance tips, online gigs, investments, and small business ideas. But this particular video takes a surprising detour from the usual content, diving into a creepy and bizarre story that's left viewers questioning whether it's even real. The events take place on the night of June 4th, 2017, in a remote Bureau of Land Management area near Bend, Oregon. Known for its quiet and isolated vibe, it's the kind of place people go to unwind and enjoy solo camping. Oddly enough, the footage in the video doesn't belong to Tom. It's from someone else, a person who reportedly disappeared under strange and unsettling circumstances. The video opens with Jeff, the camper at the center of the story, recording his setup as the sun dips below the horizon. The campsite looks calm and quiet, surrounded by open wilderness, with only the gentle sounds of nature in the background. At this point, Jeff has no clue that his peaceful evening is about to spiral into something terrifying.
But sun's setting, it's about 8 o'clock. Should be dark out here in less than an hour. Maybe a little bit over there through the trees. Beautiful night. Definitely going to be turning in early though.
Jeff mentions that it's now the third time strange noises have woken him up during the night. Then things get even creepier. The noise starts to resemble rocks being hit together. Fully awake and tense, Jeff quietly tells the camera that it doesn't seem like an animal.
Third time I've been woken up by these goddamn noises. Yeah, you can hear it something from that side. Sounds right outside the tent. There's someone right outside the tent. That can't be. That's an animal. That's someone's messing around with the rocks out there. Jesus Christ. Hey, f***ing leave me alone!
He mentions seeing something, though he doesn't say what. Frightened, he quickly explains that he was chased into the woods and doesn't have a flashlight with him. The video becomes frantic and shaky as he stumbles through the dark forest. The only sounds are his panicked breaths, leaves rustling, and twigs snapping beneath his feet.
Flashlight. Now I can't see a god outside this night vision. Jesus Christ. I don't know where the chased me off. I'm wandering the goddamn darkness.
Out of nowhere, a strange humanoid figure with a long, alien-like appearance suddenly shows up in front of Jeff. His reaction is immediate. He lets out a blood-curdling scream that echoes through the quiet forest. Then, just like that, the camera cuts off. After the unsettling footage ends, A message appears that adds an even more chilling layer to the story. It says that earlier in the month, a relative had reached out about an incident near Bend, Oregon. In May, a local man had gone out to his favorite campsite for the first trip of the season, but he never returned. Most of his belongings, including his car and camera, were found at the site. The camera contained what appeared to be his final moments on video. His family is now pleading for help, asking anyone with information to come forward. They've also started a Facebook page called Bring Home Our Jeff to aid in the search. This leaves viewers wondering, could this actually be real? Could he have fallen victim to something unknown hiding in the forest? The Turkish YouTube channel 365 Days of Nature, run by Taha and Dilara, a couple known for their peaceful outdoor adventures across Turkey, captured one of their most unsettling experiences during this particular trip. What began as a tranquil outing quickly turned into a night filled with anxiety, intense weather, and the presence of a mysterious creature just outside their caravan. Taha and Dilara had arrived at a quiet lakeside spot blanketed in dense fog. They found a relatively flat area near the water and decided it was the perfect place to park their caravan and set up camp. Even with visibility limited to around 100 meters, they went about their usual routine, setting up the cooking area, organizing their gear, and preparing for a cozy evening.
Bunlar ne delikleri?
Bence fare, köstebek.
Bak ama çok küçük. Şu kadar.
Yani
Köstebek
işte,
daha büyük oluyor.
belki ufak köstebektir ya da faredir. Baksana buradan girmiş. Buradan çıkmış, buradan çıkmış, buradan çıkmış. Amacı ne acaba?
The fog stayed thick and unmoving throughout the day. As night settled in, their two normally calm and alert shepherd dogs began acting strangely. They suddenly ran into the fog, barking intensely at something out of sight, then quickly returned with their tails tucked in fear. This strange behavior happened several times, each time as if the dogs had detected something threatening. The couple's sense of unease grew. Dogs usually don't react this way unless there's a real reason. Something was out there in the fog.
Aşkım. Aşkım çabuk karavana gir. Aşkım bir şey gördüler. Ay ne geldi acaba?
Bir şey gelmemiştir, ne geldi? Gelse önce köpekleri yer.
Çok korktum, bir daha dışarı asla çıkmayacağım.
Gerçekten mi? Ben çıkayım da eşyaları toplayayım o zaman.
Çıkma, ne olur çıkma.
Deli misin? Orada yanıyor. Arabanın
Aşkım
altında.
Allah çıkma.
Lan bir şey olmaz. Merak etme.
Neredesin? Kalbim sıkıştı.
Ama beni de panik yaptırıyorsun.
Aşkım panik yapılacak bir durum vardı çünkü.
Ya yok be ya.
Siste o kadar fazla ki hiçbir şey görünmüyor.
Soon after, they both began to hear low growls and faint rustling sounds. The noises were quiet but deliberate. To make things more unsettling, the thick fog completely blocked their view. They tried shining their lights through the windows to cut through the mist, but visibility remained minimal. It felt as though something or someone was hidden in the darkness, watching them.
Taha beni içim rahatlasın diye arabanın önüne getirdi. Işıkları açayım, etrafı gör dedi ama Hiçbir şey gözükmüyor.
Gerçekten etrafta gözükmüyor.
İnanılmaz bir sis var.
Rüzgarla beraber de çok hızlı hareket ediyor sis. Bak. Sadece yukarıyı kapatayım. Bak aşağıdan giden sesi görüyor musun? Ne kadar hızlı.
Hiç gözükmüyor. Sildik aslında.
Bak.
Ama
Taha soon found several piles of animal droppings just meters from the caravan. These weren't from dogs or small animals. They were large and contained seed shells, likely from a bear. Delara was too scared to step outside again. Realizing a bear had been so close while they were outside earlier was deeply unsettling. Their dog's strange behavior now made sense. They had probably sensed the animal before anyone else. Taha quickly gathered any remaining food or gear left outside, while Delara secured the doors and windows. They stayed inside the rest of the night, unable to sleep. Every noise outside felt important, and with adrenaline still high, they waited in fear, unsure if the creature would return.
panik yapılacak bir durum vardı çünkü.
Ya yok be ya.
Siste o kadar fazla ki hiçbir şey görünmüyor. Gördün mü, köpekler önce bir şey görüp ona doğru gidip tekrar geri koştular görünce bir şey gördüler acaba. Ayı mıydı acaba?
Ya ne bileyim gülüm ya. Uf. Bilsem ne olduğunu sana söylerdim. Gereksiz yere bizi geriyorsun. Tadımızı kaçırıyorsun.
Gerçekten gereksiz yere miydi?
Ya tamam ben de köpeğin kaçtığını gördüm de bir şey...
As dawn broke and the fog still hung in the air, the immediate danger seemed to have passed. Cautiously, they stepped outside to inspect the campsite. Animal tracks were visible, and more droppings were found along the edge of their area. It was now clear that a bear had been just outside their caravan during the night. Although they were unharmed, the psychological toll was heavy. It had been one of the most terrifying nights they'd ever experienced while camping. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.